Hey guys, welcome to today's live. Today we're gonna spend a little time talking about the global phenomenon that is Bad Bunny and his historic residency in Puerto Rico. No me quiero ir de aquí. This is going to be a quick rundown. We're going to go deep into the angles, the numbers, the culture, his story, the impact on Puerto Rico, and even how fans are reacting to it. So please hit that like button, hit the subscribe, share, and of course, comment when you want. I'll be asking a few questions along the way so we can, have that conversation. Um, if you know about Bad Bunny and you have a favorite song, please drop it in the chat and let me know. I'm gonna play a little clip. I mean, I can't play too much music because then I'm gonna get a copyright, but this was one of his closing songs. Well, on the concert. I'm not gonna play the song though, but just so you guys could get a little feel for it. Diciembre después de los Corquitos se casó, antes de irse para el Mirante donde se conocieron, vivieron en Morovi, en donde hicieron el nene, en Bayamón por primera vez bien. Un aplauso para mami y papi, porque en verdad rompieron. All right, I wish I could play more, but unfortunately, if I keep playing the music, you know what's gonna happen. But, you know, please double tap that screen, like the live. I greatly appreciate it. So let's start with the residency. The name, of course, is No Me Quiero Ir de Aquí. It means I don't want to leave here. The venue was in El Choliseo, the Jose Miguel Agrelat Coliseum in San Juan. He had 31 shows in total. It began in July and it ended in September. It just ended on the 20th. So the tickets sold. 400,000 tickets were sold in under 4 hours. The nearly 600,000 people visited Puerto Rico during this residency. If you know about Bad Bunny, let choose one. If you could choose one song for Bad Bunny to open with, what would it be? Let me know in the comments. Um, the residency generated about $200 million in direct impact, but it also made another $181 million from tourism, hotels, restaurants, and small business. That's huge for Puerto Rico. For Puerto Rico, this wasn't just a concert, it was definitely an economic boom. Local businesses reported record sales, and hotels were fully booked. If you try to get a flight out to Puerto Rico during his residency to that part of Puerto Rico, you weren't gonna stay in a hotel for no less than $1,000. Yeah. So it definitely impacted Puerto Rico a lot. Some even compare the residency's impact to hosting a major international sporting event. Um, if you guys could travel for a concert, or have you traveled for a concert? Have you ever flown out just to see your favorite artist? Was it worth it? I definitely wish that I had made it to this concert. I do love Bad Bunny, especially if you don't know his story. He definitely is another Hispanic that made it out the mud, another, artist that people always told him that he was not gonna make it. And now he definitely could say, look at me now, you know? So I'm very proud of him, you know? The stage design was breathtaking. I'm sure it was all over the place, so I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. Um, it was breathtaking. It included a mountain inspired by the Cordillera Central, a traditional casita house, and national Puerto Rican elements. Hi, Cryptic. Welcome in. How are you? Are you into Bad Bunny? Do you know Bad Bunny? Please double tap that screen or hit the like button, whichever one's easier for you. I greatly appreciate you and all the support. Don't be afraid to engage. Let me know what you think. Let me know your favorite song. So this made it not just a concert, the stage design, but a cultural exhibition. Bad Bunny also showcased Puerto Rican designers and local fashion brands, giving them global recognition. What's one thing from your culture or hometown you'd love to see represented on a global stage like this? The last show, Una Mas, was live streamed on Amazon Prime, Amazon Music, and Twitch. I know a lot of people tuned in that night. A lot of people yesterday night, actually. I don't. I know I saw so many people on social media. Um, you know, posting pictures, posting videos of them watching the concert at home from the comfort of their house. Some people, had their snacks and their drinks. They were just enjoying it. Especially us Puerto Ricans, we definitely were enjoying and proud of our culture, you know. Hey, KCK, how are you? Welcome in. Please double tap the screen and hit the like button. I greatly appreciate it. That is a free way to support me, and I appreciate any likes I can get. So please, if you're on a cell phone, double tap the screen. If you're on a laptop or desktop, hit that thumbs up. Fans worldwide tuned in, and social media exploded with clips and reactions. It turned the concert into a global event, showing that Puerto Rican music can react and reach every corner of the planet. Let me know if any of you streamed it. Did you watch it on the Amazon stream? What was your favorite part? I think a lot of us, our favorite part was, of course, the end with Mark Anthony. You know, that was just a great collab. Now let's talk about Benito, Bad Bunny himself. His full name is Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio. He was born in March 10th of 1994 in Vega Baja, Puerto Rico. His family, his father was a trucker, his mother was a teacher, and he has two younger brothers. You know, as when he was a kid, he was a shy kid, active in the choir. He loved music from an early age. His stage name came from a photo of him dressed as a kid, as a bunny, looking angry. So cute. So, have you ever had a childhood name that stuck with you? Type yes if you have, type no if you haven't. So that's funny, right? From a picture of him dressed as a bunny looking angry, he set his stage name, and now it is everybody knows that name. Oh, you have? What's your nickname? What's your childhood name that stuck with you? I never really had one, but I know a lot of people that have. Let's see if I could get a little bit more of this into it. You know, I can't play a lot, but let's see if that could get by. Um, yeah, so Benito's career started with SoundCloud uploads while he was studying audiovisual communication in college and working as a supermarket bagger. In 2016, DJ Luiang hold on. He was discovered him after hearing the list. Soon after, he dropped hits like Soy Peor and Crippy Kush. His breakout moment came with Cardi B and J Balvin on I Like It, which hit number one in 2018. From their albums like X100, PRE, and YHLQMDLG, and El Último Tour del Mundo cemented his status. In 2022, his album Un Verano Sin Ti became Billboard's number one album of the year, the first Spanish album to ever do that. Which Bad Bunny collab was your favorite or is your favorite? Cardi B, J Balvin, Drake, or someone else maybe? Let me know. You know, I know that Un Verano Sin Ti album, I definitely had it playing on repeat. Um, I could sing that whole album word for word. So it definitely was all that and then some. Um, Fans around the world are calling this residency a cultural homecoming. Social media is full of clips of fans crying, singing every lyric, and even dressing up in outfits inspired by his looks. TikTok and Instagram reels from Puerto Rico trended globally, even bringing more attention to the island. Let me know if anybody has made it to any of his concerts, any of his shows. What's the first TikTok or Instagram post you'd make? I think my first will be as soon as I get to the whatever stadium, I'll be out there acting a fool, you know, um, probably doing some dance to one of his songs. And of course, you got to get the concert fit check, you know. But most likely it'll be probably me screaming one of my favorite lyrics. That's what it's all about when you go to a concert, especially as somebody you love, you know. You have to act a fool. The next day, you should be voiceless. uh, so after this residency, Bad Bunny will launch his worldwide tour. Debí tirar más fotos. I should have took more photos before it even started. 2.6 million tickets were already sold worldwide. That's stadium level demand. It's just crazy. And to think where he came from, it's just outstanding. Where should you guys think Bad Bunny should stop on his world tour that he hasn't yet? Drop your city or country in the chat. Unfortunately, I don't think he's making it to the US this time. Um, I wish he was, but I don't think he's making it this time. Well, Bad Bunny is more than just a musician. He's a cultural icon, the most streamed artist in the world multiple years in a row, and a proud ambassador of his home of Puerto Rico. His legacy is not just in the music charts, but also in his activism, his fashion influence, and his ability to represent his culture unapologetically. I think Bad Bunny is the GOAT because he made it out the mud when people thought he wouldn't make it nowhere. You know? So, what do you guys think of his. What do you think of his show? Do you think that skipping the U.S. was the right move? He says his reason for skipping the U.S. this time was he had concerns about ICE raids at concerts, and that he wasn't there for that, the targeting of his Latino fans. So this has definitely sparked controversial debates. So he will be visiting Europe, Latin America, and Asia. But this time around, no US, unfortunately. But I know that he'll do great. And, his fans will definitely travel to see him. Do you think more artists should use their music to raise awareness about about their home countries? I know he's definitely proud to be a Puerto Rican, and he is definitely unapologetically him in everything, in just the way he is, the way he dresses, his preferences, you know and that's what I really love about him, that he's just always him, regardless of how much money he has made. He's, you know Him. So, like I said, this wasn't gonna be long. You know. So if you're listening to this after I get off, please let me know what you think. Let me know if you, of course, always something and out the window. But let me know if you were there for any of the shows. What did you think about it? What do you think about this album? Let me know everything and anything. The duet with Mark Anthony on Preciosa during the final show, it was a huge emotional moment. I think that whoever was there, you know, well, we were there too. If you saw the concert on live on the Amazon, um, you definitely felt the emotions in that moment. You know, Mark Anthony is a great Puerto Rican artist, and for them to do the duet and collab, that was just a great moment. So yeah, so I covered the residency, the money, the culture, Benito's personal life, his where he grew up and stuff like that, his career, and what's next for him. Obviously, is his tour, and we've seen how one artist can change not only music but also the economy, the culture, and global perception of his homeland. You know, I wish him all the best. I wish, you know, that he continues to succeed. You know, this last album is another great album. So if you haven't listened to it, please go listen to it. Even if you don't know Spanish, you're definitely gonna enjoy it because the beats and the everything is just on point. And eventually, you'll probably learn the words to it. The songs are blended with genres of salsa, plena, bomba, jibaro, reggaeton, and trap. So it's definitely showcasing that Puerto Rican musical diversity. Um, yeah. So thanks again for tuning in. Keep the chat going in the comments. Share your favorite moments. Let's celebrate Puerto Rican culture together. And also, like I said before, please let me know in the comments what's your all time favorite Bad Bunny lyric or song. Thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, and share. And I'll catch you on the next one.